Hello everyone. Welcome back to Vinita Online Nursing Classes. This is your Vinita. Today we are going to discuss the new topic from the subject Anatomy and Physiology. The topic is the digestive system. Okay? Here the digestive system means the food we eat that will be consisting of or containing a variety of nutrients like which will be used for building new body tissues and repairing damaged tissues. Food is also one of the vital to life because it is our only source of chemical energy. So the most of the food we eat that consisting of different types of the molecules. So the molecules which will be presenting in the food that are too large because so that will be used only for the used by the body cells. Here whatever we are taking the food, okay, so that foods must be broken. The foods must be broken down and that should be become into molecules that are small enough to enter the body. So that process, so whatever the food we are taking, so that must be broken down into different types of the molecules. So that should be the broken molecules, the broken food particles which was turned into the molecules that should be particular small enough to enter each body cells. So this process we used to call it as a digestion. Okay, so here the meaning of the digestion, dis, so this means apart, apart. Okay, then coming to the gerer means to carry. So here especially whatever the food particles we are taking, so that will be taking carrying out to the each part of the or each cells of the body. So here mainly to break down of those kind of the food particles, so the organs were involved in the breaking down of those kind of the food. So whatever we are going to take the food, so to break down those type of the food particles, so different types of the organs must be involved. So that process, so the organs involved in the breakdown of food, so that process is known as digestive system. Got it? So see here the meaning of the digestion is foods must be broken down into molecules that are small enough to enter the body cells. That process is called digestion. Okay, so here carrying out of the food particles to the apart means particular parts, particular body cells. Coming to here the meaning of the digestive system means the organs involved in the breakdown of food, so that process is called as a digestive system. So here we are focusing on the digestive system. So we know that the respiratory system will be present, digestive system will be present, and especially here there is a communication between the respiratory system and also the digestive system. Okay, so here the respiratory system and the digestive system, it is a tubular system. Okay, tubular system mainly it extends from the mouth to the anus. Like these digestive system forms an extensive surface area especially in contact with the external environment, and it is also sometimes closely associated with the cardiovascular system also. So here the combination of both respiratory and the digestive system. Okay, so here the combination of extensive environmental exposure and also the close association with the blood vessels, so that is main essential for processing the food whatever we are going to eat. Okay, so here this is the introduction part of the digestive system. So here the medical specialty will be present over here. So here the medical specialty that deals with the structure, okay, function, structure, function, diagnosis and treatment of the disease. So here they are going to deal with the structure of the stomach, they are going to deal with the function of the stomach, they are going to deal with the diagnosis and the treatment of the disease of the stomach and also the intestine. So that dealing, that medical specialty, we used to call it as a gastroenterology. GASTROENTEROLOGY. Okay, so here gastroenterology means, gastro means, we know the meaning of gastro, stomach. Entero, intestines. Logy, study of, means, so here the specialists, the medical specialities, they are going to study regarding the study of stomach and also the intestines. So here the medical speciality, they are going to, there is another medical speciality that they are going to deal with the diagnosis and the treatment of the disorders of the rectum and the anus. We used to call them as a proctology. So those who are studying which is related to the diagnosis and the treatment of the anus and the rectum, so that we used to call it as a proctology. Proctology. Okay, so here this is the digestive system. So in the next slide also you can able to see the structure of the digestive system. Okay, see here the overview of the digestive system. So here the coming to the overview, there are the two groups. So mainly that the digestive system composed of two groups. So the first one is gastrointestinal tract, means GI tract, and also the accessory digestive organs. So here the gastrointestinal tract or the alimentary canal. So here the gastrointestinal tract, especially it is a continuous tube which will be extending from mouth to the anus, through the thoracic and the abdominopelvic cavities. Okay, and here the organs of the GI tract. Okay, so the organs of the GI tract includes the different types of the organs will be included under the GI tract. So here from the mouth to the anus, the abdomen till the thoracic. So especially the mouth to the anus, to the thoracic and the abdominal pelvic cavities. So these will be the tube will be extending from these type of the parts. Coming to here the organs of the gastrointestinal tract. Okay, so the organs of the gastrointestinal tract means alimentary canal. The first one is the mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine and the anus. Okay, so here especially we have to know the exact length of the GI tract. So here the length of the GI tract is about 5 to 7 meters. Okay, means, so coming to the feet, 16.5 to 23 feet. So what is the length of the GI tract in meters? 5 to 7 meters is the in meters. Coming to in feet, 16.5 to 23 feet. So here the length of GI tract that will be having in a living of a person. So these length we used to see in the living of a person when the muscle along with the walls of the GI tract like organs, so that will be having the state of tonus, means there is a sustained contraction of the GI tract. Okay, here it is longer in a cadaver, means it is about 7 to 9 meters or 23 to 29.5 feet because of the loss of the muscle tone after the death. So here these are the what we have seen the organs of the alimentary canal, means organs of the gastrointestinal tract. Okay, so then coming to the organs of the accessory digestive organs. So here the organs of the accessory digestive organs includes the teeth, tongue, salivary glands. Okay, teeth, tongue, salivary glands, liver, gallbladder, pancreas. So here these are the accessory digestive organs. Okay, so here the teeth. Here teeth, oral cavity consisting of the teeth. So here the teeth will be aiding in the physical breakdown of food. Yes or no? So here to break down of the food we need the teeth, and the tongue will be assisting in the chewing and swallowing, and the other accessory digestive organs, so that will be never come into direct contact with the food, especially they produce or store secretions like that flow into the gastrointestinal tract through the ducts, means so the secretions will be aiding in the chemical breakdown of the food. So here what we have seen, there are that we have seen the two groups of the organs which will be composing of the digestive system. We have seen the organs of the alimentary canal, means gastrointestinal tract organs, and also the accessory digestive organs. Here the GI tract contains food from the time that will be eaten until it is digested and absorbed or the eliminated. So due to the muscular contractions in the wall of the GI tract, physically break down the food by churning, and it will be propelled to the food along with the tract. So here how it is passing, how it is breaking the food from the esophagus to the anus. So here the contractions also help to dissolve food by mixing them with the fluids which will be secreted into the tract. So here not only the food, not only the molecules, but here they are also including like enzymes. So sometimes the enzymes also will be secreted by the accessory digestive organs. Okay, the cells and the line which will be tracked, the line the tract and break down the food chemically. So here this is the overall overview of the digestive system. Okay, so see here you can able to find out the exact parts of the digestive system and exact areas of the whatever we have seen, the organs of the alimentary canal and organs of the accessory digestive organ. So we can able to easily identify in the picture. Okay. Here, see here, oral cavity, teeth, tongue. Here, coming to here in detail, like oral cavity, teeth, and the tongue. By these three organs, there is a mechanical processing, moistening, mixing with the salivary secretions. Okay, then liver we can able to discuss in detail regarding the each part of the digestive, each organ of the digestive system. Okay, here liver will be secretion of, what is the functions of the liver? So it will be secreting of bile, especially the bile will be important for the lipid digestion and also the storage of nutrients. So not only the secretion of the bile and storage of the nutrients, it will be also helpful in the many other vital functions of the body, means it will be helpful in the different types of the functions of the human body. Coming to the gallbladder, so here the gallbladder will be storage and the concentration of the bile. Large intestine, so here the functions of the large intestine, especially dehydration and the compaction of indigestible materials and preparation for the elimination. Okay, so here whatever the food particles have been taken by the human being, so that will be making like undigestible materials. So the undigestible materials will be useful, will be present in the preparation for the elimination. Okay, coming to the salivary glands, so here the salivary glands secretion of lubricating fluid, so that contains the enzymes and also the breaking down of the carbohydrates. Coming to the pharyngeal muscles propel materials into the esophagus. Yes, so here the materials, so that will be sending to the esophagus. So here the esophagus, so that will be transporting of materials to the stomach. And then stomach, chemical breakdowns of materials via acids and enzymes, mechanical processing. So here the mechanical process will be run only through the muscular contractions. Okay, coming to the pancreas, so here the pancreas function, especially exocrine cells secrete the buffers and the digestive enzymes, means so here they are going to secrete the hormones by the endocrine cells. Coming to the small intestine, so here in the small intestine we used to see the enzymatic digestion and the absorption of water, especially the organic substrates, vitamins and the ions we used to absorb by the small intestine. Okay. Then see here the components of the digestive system. So we have seen already in the previous slide. So here the digestive tract means gastrointestinal tract will be divided into the two types of the tract, alimentary canal tract and accessory digestive organs. So we have seen the alimentary canal means gastrointestinal organs, mouth, small intestine, esophagus, pharynx, large intestine. Okay, coming to the accessory organs, we have seen that teeth, tongue, salivary glands, liver, gallbladder and the pancreas we have seen. So here the digestive tract is a muscular tube. Okay, so here it is a muscular tube and it extends from the oral cavity to the anus. See here the tube will be extending from the oral cavity to the anus. Here the digestive system mainly used for the breaking down of food into nutrients which then pass into the circulatory system and that will be that are taken to where they are needed in the body. So here whatever the food the human being is taking, so that will be breaking down food into the nutrients. So after breaking down it will be passing to the circulatory system and that will be taking into the, so wherever there is a need to the parts of the body, so that will be sending to the parts of the body. Okay, so here digestive system is a 25 to 30 feet long tube. So we have seen like in meters, okay, 5 to 7 meters and 16.5 to 23 feet, and also we have seen 7 to 9 meters or the 23 to 29.5 feet. So here 23 to 29.5 feet because of low or because of the loss of muscle tone after the death, we used to see that 23 to 29.5 feet of the digestive system. But here the normal range of the digestive tube is the 25 to 30 feet long tube. So that will be including organs which will be secrete the digestive juices. So here the digestive juices means bile juice will be secreted by the digestive system. Okay, it consisting of alimentary canal means gastrointestinal tract, digestive tract and associated with the digestive tract. So there will be the association of the digestive glands. And here we have seen mainly this digestive system will be compromises of esophagus, mouth, stomach, small intestine and the large intestine or the colon and the rectum and at last with the anus. Okay, so here mainly the digestive system will be performing the mechanical and the chemical process of digestion. Okay, especially what is the performance of the digestive system? Not only the mechanically, so it will be also a processing in the chemical process of digestion, absorption of the nutrients, and not only the processing absorption, so it will be also helpful in the elimination of waste. Okay, so same body organs will be present. So already we have seen what is the meaning of the gastroenterology and the proctology. See here medical specialty, those who are going to treat or deal with the structure, function, diagnosis and the treatment of diseases of the stomach and the intestine. So that we used to call them as a gastroenterology, means gastroenterologist. Okay, then the medical specialty, those who are going to deal with the diagnosis and the treatment of the disorders of the rectum and the anus. So for them we are going to call them as a proctology. Okay, see here, so this is the schematic presentation. This is the communication for the digestive system. Mouth to the pharynx, pharynx to the esophagus, esophagus to the stomach, stomach to the small intestine to the large intestine and large intestine to the rectum. So here this is the gastrointestinal tract organs will be communicated, correlated with each one of organs. Okay, then see here, let's see the functions of the digestive system. So there are the many of the functions, but see here, let's see here few types of the functions of the digestive system. First one is the motility. Motility means, so there will be having the movement of food through the digestive tract. Means what will be having in the motility? Only the movement of food will be present through the digestive tract means, so the movement of the food will be present over the GI tract. Okay, coming to the second function is the secretion. So here the secretion means, so these type of the function will be performing means secreting the both type of the secretions. So here it includes the both exocrine secretions and the endocrine secretions will be secreted by the digestive system. Okay. Then coming to the third function is digestion. So here the digestion means breakdown of food molecules, especially they are going to, the digestive tract, GI tract is going to breaking down of the food particles and that will be making into a molecules. Okay. Then coming to the fourth function is absorption. So here the absorption means passage of digested end products means whatever the breaking down of the food molecule, so that will be passing of digested end products. Okay. Then coming to the storage and the elimination. So here the elimination means whatever the food which is needed for the human body, so that will be stored by the digestive system, and whatever the eliminated food, indigestible food, so that will be sending to the elimination part. Okay. Then immune barrier. So here the immune barrier is one of the function of the digestive system, especially it will be lining of the intestines means, so there will be presence of lining of both small intestine and the large intestine. Okay. Then see here, these are the 6 functions of the digestive system. Okay. So here the digestive system will be mainly functioning or properly processing by the 2 types. First one is by the function and by the structure. So here you have to know that structure belongs to the anatomy. Okay. So here if the question comes for the write the structure. So whatever the question comes which will belongs to the structure, so that will be coming only under the anatomy. Coming to the function, so that belongs to the physiology. So here the digestive system will be based, the anatomy of the digestive system means the structure of the digestive system is a tube will be present over the digestive system. That tube we used to call it as a gastrointestinal tract. Coming to here the tube, and along with that tube in the structure there is a set of glands. So there will be presence of glands, so that will be secreted into the digestive tract. So these 2 major parts or the major points will be coming under the structure of the digestive system. Coming to the function of the digestive system, so here the function of the digestive system is mainly to obtain the nutrients from the food. So whatever the food the human being is going to take, so the digestive system will be taking only the nutrients from those type of the food particles. Okay. Then second function of the digestive system is to absorb them into the circulatory system. So means to maintain the proper body function, so that should be whatever the nutrients, so that should be sent to the all the body parts. So how it is going to send to all the body parts? So by observing them into the circulatory system, so it may pass to all the body organs. Okay. Then see here main functions of the digestive system. So here it is the important question for the 5 marks. Okay. So here in physiology they may ask this question for the 5 marks. Okay. So here the digestive system performs especially 6 basic processes, means 6 basic functions. The first one is ingestion. Ingestion means whatever we are going to intake, taking in food means this process like involving in taking food particles, liquids into the mouth means like eating mom. Okay. Then coming to the second function is the digestion. So here the digestion means mechanical and the chemical process means breaking food down both physically and the chemically. So here the mechanical and the chemical process break down ingested food into the small molecules. So the breaking down food will be leading to the small molecules means in mechanical digestion especially the teeth cut and grind food before. Then it is swallowed, and then smooth muscles of the stomach and small intestine chew the food. You'll see here the food molecules will be becomes dissolved and that will be thoroughly mixed with the digestive enzyme. So that is the mechanical process, means mechanical digestion. Then coming to the chemical digestion. So here the chemical digestion, it is a large carbohydrates or the lipids or the proteins and the nucleic acid molecules, so that will be in food, so that proteins, carbohydrates and the lipids, hydrol see whatever the food we are taking by these, so that are split into the smaller molecules by hydrolysis. Means see here, in the digestion process, in the mechanical and the chemical process, the digestive enzymes especially produced by the salivary glands, not only the salivary glands, by the tongue also it may produce, and by the stomach, pancreas and the small intestines. So here like catalyze these catabolic reactions. So here the breaking of food, so that will be leading to the catabolic reaction. Means there is a presence of a few substance in the food, so that will be absorbed without any chemical digestion. Means this includes like vitamins, so chemical also will be included like vitamins, ions, cholesterols and the waters will be included in the chemical digestion. Okay, so these are the two process of the digestion. Then coming to the third function of the digestive system is the absorption. So here the absorption means movement of nutrients into the bloodstream. So in the bloodstream, whatever the breaking of food particles, so that will be absorbed into the bloodstream. Means here the entrance of the ingested and the secreted fluids, means not only the fluids, ions and the products of the digestion, so the products of the digestion into the epithelial cells, so that will be lining the lumen of the GI tract. Means so see the movement of the nutrients, means the ions or the products of the digestion into the epithelial lining. Means that will be having the the digestion, the absorption products will be forming into the lining of the epithelial lining, so that absorption of the lumen of the GI tract, we used to call it as a absorption. Okay, see here like the absorbed substances, so that will be passing into the blood or the lymph, and it will be circulating into the cells throughout all the overall the human body. Okay, then coming to the defecation. So here the defecation means we know the means wastage, elimination. Okay, here writes the body of indigestible waste. So here the defecation means waste, indigestible substances, bacteria, cells lost from the lining of the GI tract, means and the like digested materials that were not absorbed in their journey through the digestive tract, means which will be leaving the body through the anus. So that process is called as a defecation. Means the waste product will be leaving the body through the anus, so that process is called as a defecation. Means the eliminated material, so whatever the eliminated, so here the indigestible waste will be eliminated, so that material we used to call it as a feces, means stools. Okay, see here we have seen the ingestion and here mastication. So here it is also one of the function of the digestive system. And propulsion, so here the mastication and the propulsion, means mixing and the propulsion, there is a alternative contractions and the relaxation of the smooth muscles, especially in the walls of the GI tract. So by these two processes, two functions, by the contractions and the relaxation of the smooth muscles in the walls of the GI tract, so that will be mixing the food, and it also secretions and propel them towards the anus. Means these capability, by these two process, the capability of the GI tract, so that will be mix and move along with the length. Means that will be moving and like along moving and passing and mixing the food materials along with the GI tract. Okay, then mixing. Okay, so here mixing means whatever the absorbed, whatever the ingested food particles, so that will be mixing by the digestive tract. Secretion. Okay, so here the secreting the both exocrine and endocrine secretions. Okay, digestion, absorption and elimination we have seen. Okay, so see here, these are the important essential digestive process, essential activities, means essential functions of the digestive process. So they may ask for the 5 marks. Okay, ingestion, propulsion, mechanical digestion, chemical digestion, absorption and the defecation. Okay, see here Just generally, here we are discussing regarding the mouth means oral cavity. So here, mouth or oral cavity is mainly bounded by the like different types of the muscles and the bones. So we have seen in the organs of the gastrointestinal tract. So the first organ we are seeing, that is the mouth. Okay. So here the mouth is, especially the another name for the mouth is the oral cavity. So here this oral cavity is bounded by the different types of the muscles, different types of the bones. So you see here what are the muscles and what are the bones present over the mouth. Let's see. So here anteriorly by the lips. So the muscles and the bones will be present over anteriorly by the lips. Okay. Then the muscles and the bones which will be present over the oral cavity in the posterior manner, that is continuous with the oropharynx, means so that will be having the continuous with the oropharynx. So we have seen part of the pharynx. Coming to the lateral part of the lateral muscles and the bones which will be present over the mouth or the oral cavity is by the muscles of the cheeks. So here we can able to see in the next picture in easily. So see here cheeks. So see here muscles of the cheeks will be present over in a lateral manner. Coming to the superior manner, by the bony hard palate and the muscular soft palate will be present over the superior of the mouth or the oral cavity. So here the superiorly the bony hard palate and the muscular soft palate is bounded towards the mouth or the oral cavity. Coming to the inferiorly, so here the inferiorly the muscular tongue and the soft tissues of the floor of the mouth will be present for the, means bounded by the muscles and the bones for the mouth or the oral cavity. Okay. So here general anatomy. So we know that anatomy like digestive system has two anatomical digestive subdivisions we have seen. So same slides, why I am repeating means just to remember the topic. Okay. So here alimentary canal and the gastrointestinal tract. Alimentary canal 30 feet long muscular tube extending from the mouth to the anus, and so we have seen mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine and the large intestine. And see here the gastrointestinal tract is the stomach and the intestines will be present over the gastrointestinal tract. Okay. So see here till now we have seen the functions, general anatomy, introduction. We have seen in detail introduction and overview part of the digestive system, and generally like peripherally we have seen regarding the mouth oral cavity. So what are the bones and the muscles were surrounded by the posteriorly, anteriorly, laterally, superiorly of the mouth. Okay. So see here, let's see next topic is the layers of the GI tract. So here the wall of the GI tract from the lower esophagus to the anal canal has the same basic, but so here there are the four layered arrangements of the tissues. So here the four layers of the GI tract from the deep to the superficial or the mucosa, submucosa, muscularis, serosa. So means serosa, the another name for the serosa is adventitia. So see here there are the four types of the four layers of the GI tract was present over the gastrointestinal tract. So first one is mucosa. Okay. So here this is the mucosa, and second one is the submucosa, and third one is serosa, and fourth one is muscularis. Okay. See here let's discuss one by one. So here the mucosa, it is the inner layer. See here we are seeing that it is a inner lining of the GI tract, means it is a mucous membrane mainly. So this mucous membrane is composed of layer of epithelium. So here the layer of epithelium will be in a direct contact with the contents of the GI tract. See here epithelium layer. Is it visible? The epithelium layer will be having the direct contact with the contents of the GI tract. Then coming to the second layer is the layer of the connective tissue. So here the layer of the connective tissue that is called as a lamina propria. See here lamina propria. It is a second layer of the mucosa. Coming to the thin layer, that is a smooth muscle. muscularis mucosa layer. Okay, see, mainly the layers of the GI tract is the for mucosa, submucosa, serosa, muscularis, 4 layers. So now we are discussing the mucosa layer. First layer of the GI tract is the mucosa layer. So here it is the lining of the GI tract. Mainly it consisting of the 3 layers. So the first one is the layer of the epithelium, and second one is the layer of the connective tissue that we used to call it as a lamina propria, and third one is the layer of the muscularis mucosa. Okay, let's see one by one in detail. So what is the first one? Epithelium layer. See here we are discussing the epithelium layer under the mucosa layer. See here the epithelium will be present in the mouth, pharynx, esophagus, and anal canal. Mainly here there will be presence of non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Okay, what will be present over the epithelium? Non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium will be present over the epithelium. So see here, these non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium will be serves as a protective function for the epithelium layer of the mucosa. Okay, see, along with that non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium, there will be presence of simple columnar epithelium. Okay, here the simple columnar epithelium will be helpful in the functions in secretions and the absorption. Like it is also helpful in the lining of the stomach and also the intestine. Means the tight junctions will be present over the layers. Okay, so here the tight junctions, so that thinly sealed neighboring of the intestines, means the simple columnar epithelium cells to one another restrict leakage between the cells. Means so these tight junctioning, by the tightening of that junction, so there is no leakage between the cells. Here the rate of these renewal of the GI tract epithelial cells will be rapid. So generally the rate of these type of the epithelial cells is rapid, but every 5 to 7 days. Okay, so here 5 to 7 days they slow off and they are replaced by new cells, like located among the epithelial cells and or exocrine cells. So these exocrine cells and the epithelial cells will be secreting mucus and fluid into the lumen of the tract. Means the several types of the endocrine cells. See here, whatever the located epithelial cells or the exocrine cells, so that will be secreting the mucus and fluid into the lumen of the tract. So the lumen of the tract into the several types of the endocrine cells, that we used to call it as a enterocrine cells. Enterocrine cells means, see here, observe that the epithelial cells will be located automatically. So here the epithelial cells or exocrine cells, so these exocrine cells will be secreting the mucus and fluid into the lumen of the tract. So see here the lumen of the tract, so how it is going to produce? It is going to produce by the several types of the endocrine cells. That process we used to call it as a enteroendocrine cells. So here these enteroendocrine cells will be secreting the different types of the hormones. Okay, got it? So this is the first layer of the mucosa, that is the epithelium layer. Coming to the second one is the lamina propria. Okay, second layer of the mucosa is the lamina propria. So here the lamina means thin. The meaning of the lamina is thin. Okay, then propria, thin, we used to call it as the thin, or the lamina means thin or the flat plate. Okay, coming to the propria, so here the one's own, the meaning of the propria is one's own. Okay, see here the lamina propria, it is a areolar connective tissue. So in the epithelium, we have seen two types of the tissues, non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium, and here simple columnar epithelium we have seen. But here coming to the lamina propria, we have seen areolar connective tissue. So here these areolar connective tissue containing many blood and the lymphatic vessels. So these by this blood and the lymphatic vessels, which are the roots, like by which nutrients so that will be absorbed into the GI tract and also reaching the other tissues of the body. So see here, these areolar connective tissue will be, means these layer will be supporting the epithelium, means this lamina propria will be supporting the epithelium. How it is supporting the epithelium? And see, by binding it to the muscularis mucosa, means so by binding it to the third layer of the mucosa, so it will be supporting to the epithelium layer. Okay, so here the lamina propria also contains the majority of the cells of the like mucosa associated lymphatic tissue, MALT. MALT means mucosa associated lymphatic tissue is associated with the lamina propria. So here these prominent lymphatic nodules contains different types of the blood vessels, immune system cells, and these second lamina propria will be working out the against the disease. Okay, and see here the MALT, whatever we have seen, the MALT, mucosa associated lymphatic tissue, that is present all along the GI tract, especially in the tonsils, small intestines, appendix, and the large intestine. We used to observe this type of the MALT, mucosa associated lymphatic tissue, will be present over these type of the organs. Okay, this is the second layer of the mucosa. Coming to the third layer of the mucosa, that is the muscularis mucosa. So here the muscularis mucosa, it is a thin layer of the smooth muscle fibers. The thin layer of the smooth muscle fiber, we used to call it as a muscularis mucosa. So here these muscularis mucosa will be through the mucous membranes of the stomach, means so the stomach will be consisting of the mucous membrane, so that will be thrown by the muscularis mucosa. Okay, so not only the stomach, so these muscularis mucosa will be consisting over the small intestine. So means these muscularis mucosa will be like throws into the different types of the small folds, means which increases surface area, especially for the digestion and the absorption, means the movement of these muscularis mucosa that gives ensure that all absorptive cells are fully exposed to the contents of the GI tract. Got it? So here these are the three layers of the first layer of the GI tract. So see here, till now we have seen only the first layer of the GI tract, that is the mucosa. So under the mucosa we have discussed the three layers, that is epithelium, lamina propria, and third one is the muscularis mucosa. Okay, so this is the first layer of the gastrointestinal tract. Coming to the second layer, that is the submucosa. So here the submucosa mainly it consisting of the areolar connective tissue. Okay, so here the areolar connective tissue will be binding over to the mucosa to the muscularis. So by this ACT, areolar connective tissue, that will be binding mucosa to the submucosal layer, means mucosa to the muscularis. It contains many blood and the lymphatic vessels. So here that receives absorbed food molecules, and also these will be located in the submucosa, means that is an extensive network of neurons, means there will be the located. So here the submucosa which will be located in the extensive network of the neurons, so that is known as a submucosal plexus. Okay, so what do you mean by submucosal plexus? So here the submucosal plexus means so the extensive network of neurons is known as submucosal plexus, means so the submucosa may also contains the glands, and the lymphatic tissue will be present over these type of the submucosal layer. Okay, this is the second layer of the gastrointestinal tract. See here under the submucosa there are the glands of the mucosa, of gland outside tract, lymphatic tissue will be present, and the lumen will be present over the layer of the submucosa. Okay, coming to the third one is the muscularis layer. So here the muscularis layer, especially the muscularis of the mouth, and the pharynx and the superior and the middle parts of the esophagus, so that will be contains skeletal muscle which produce the voluntary swallowing. Okay, so here it produces the voluntary swallowing. Okay, like skeletal muscle, mainly in this muscularis layer there will be involving of the skeletal muscle. Okay, see here muscularis, we are seeing there are the two types of the muscles were present over under the muscularis. First one is a circular muscle and second one is a longitudinal muscle. So and also that along with that there is a presence of the skeletal muscle. So here the skeletal muscle also forms the external anal sphincter will be present, and see here this external anal sphincter that will be permitting the voluntary control of the defecation. So automatically there is a normal voluntary function of the vessels, means defecation. Okay, so remaining all rest of the tract, the muscularis will be consisting of only the smooth muscle, but only here before the permitting of the voluntary control of the defecation, till that there is a presence of the skeletal muscle, but throughout rest of all the tract there will be presenting of the only smooth muscle was present over this type of the muscularis layer. Okay, so here the muscularis will be consisting of the smooth muscle, generally these smooth muscle we used to see in the two types of the sheets. Okay, so the first sheet is inner sheet of the circular fibers and the outer sheet of the longitudinal fibers. Okay, see here inner sheet of the inner sheet of the circular fibers. Okay, see, and second one is the outer sheet of the longitudinal fibers will be present. See here the longitudinal, see circular muscles means, so here the inner circular fibers will be present and the outer longitudinal fibers will be present over. So here involuntarily the contractions of the smooth muscle, so that will be helping breakdown of the food, and it will be mixing with the digestive secretions and propel it along with the tract. Okay, so here between these two layers of the muscularis there is a presence of the second plexus. Okay, there is a presence of the second plexus of the neurons, means that we used to call it as a myenteric plexus. See here we have, here there is a mesenteric plexus and there is a, see here this is the myenteric plexus. So here the myenteric plexus, so between the muscularis there will be presence of the second plexus, that we used to call it as a myenteric plexus. Got it? So this is the third layer of the gastrointestinal tract. Coming to the fourth, the final layer of the gastrointestinal tract is the serosa layer. Okay, so see here this is the serosa layer. So those portion of the GI tract that will be having like suspended in the abdominopelvic cavity. Here the portion of the GI tract, so that are suspended in the abdominopelvic cavity, that have a superficial layer. So the abdominal pelvic cavity having the superficial layer, that is called as a serosa. Okay, so the abdominopelvic cavity having the superficial layer, that layer we used to call it as a serosa. Okay, the name it implies, the serosa is a serous membrane. So which membrane will be over? The serous membrane will be present over the serosa, and it is composed of the areolar connective tissue, and also the simple squamous epithelium was composed by the serosa, means mesothelium will be present over the serosa layer. Okay, so here the another name for the serosa is the visceral peritoneum. The another name for the serosa is the visceral peritoneum. Okay, VISCERAL, visceral peritoneum, PERITONEUM. So here these because it forms a portion of the peritoneum, we are going to examine they have given the name, that is a visceral peritoneum, means the esophagus lacks a serosa. Instead only a single like a single layer of the areolar connective tissue. So here the instead of the lacking of the serosa, there is only presence of like a single layer of the areolar connective tissue, that we used to call it as a adventitia forms. Adventitia means the single layer of the connective tissue, that is called as a adventitia. Adventia. Okay, adventitia. Okay, so here these adventitia will be forming the superficial layer of these type of the organ. Okay, see here we have seen see, this is the layer, picture of the layer of the GI tract. See, submucosa, mucosa, muscularis, serosa. So these are the veins, and these are the yellow one is the submucosal plexus, means plexus of the Meissner, and this one is the glands in submucosa. Okay, this layer is the mesentery, arteries, and the nerves. Okay, and we have seen the layers: submucosal layer, mucosal layer, serosa layer, and the muscularis layer. So here the mesenteric plexus will be present, and under the submucosa, see, there is a like glands in mucosa, and duct of glands outside the tract, and the lymphatic tissue, and the lumen. Okay, then coming to the mucosa, under the mucosa we have seen three types of the layers: epithelium layer, lamina propria, muscularis mucosa. Okay, then coming to the muscularis, so there are the two types of the muscles under the muscularis layer: circular muscles and the longitudinal muscles. Okay, coming to the fourth, the final layer, that is a serosa layer, that is a serosa. So here the under the serosa, it mainly composed of the areolar connective tissue. So there is a areolar connective tissue, and also there is a simple squamous epithelium will be present, means mesothelium will be present over the serosa layer. Okay, so here the name it implies the serosa, means serous membrane will be composed of the areolar connective tissue. Okay, these are the four layers of the gastrointestinal tract, GI tract. Okay, so today we have seen the introduction part of the GI system, and also the overview structure of the GI system, and we have seen the functions of the digestive system, and at last we have seen the digestive process, means digestive functions, and more mouth oral cavity, means just peripherally we have seen bones and the muscles bounded, mouth and the oral cavity is bounded by the different types of the bones and the muscles we have seen, and we have seen the layers of the gastrointestinal tract. Okay, hope you all understand very well. Okay, if you like my videos, do like, share, and subscribe for more updates. Stay home, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you, everyone.